Hey guys, I wanted to talk about a trip that I took last year, and everybody talks about wanting to drive the Pacific Coast Highway. So I had a recent trip to California and wanted to try to drive the northern end of it, or at least as much as I could while I was out there. So I got some tips from some locals and set about on a Friday afternoon and then another day through the week to capture the rest of the footage that you'll see here. But just wanted to kind of walk and talk you through everything that I saw and did along the trip. So this is the top end where US 101 meets California 1, and this is the world famous chandelier tree where you can actually drive through it. So several people were doing it while I was there, and then this is video of me driving a Mustang convertible through the tree. As I go under it, you can look on the sides and on the top of it and see the original tool marks. They don't let you do this to trees anymore, so these trees are the only ones that are there. And this tree's still actively living. If you look in the top part of it, it's green, so it's still there. Then there in the distance, you see the gift shop. So past that, there's a bunch of great mountainous roads between there and the actual coast in Mendocino County. And so when you see these pictures, this is just where it meets the coast, and I figured I'd stop, take a few of them. These aren't as pretty. Going further down the coast, this is the Bodega Bay, and this restaurant was actually where The Birds was filmed back in the 60s. So it was neat reading through that and then seeing some of the memorabilia that they had posted on the wall. It was one of the filming locations, but it was filmed in and around Sonoma County. One local spot that I was told about was Goat Rock Beach, and so I came down there on a weekday just when I finished work or a little bit early and rode out. There's a picture of my car that I was driving at the time, and living the dream, driving a convertible down the coast. It was 99 degrees inland, and here on the coast it was 61 degrees. So another highlight of the trip was going through Armstrong Redwood State Park, and these are some of the taller redwood trees. This is the oldest growth contiguous redwood forest anywhere in the world, is what I was told. So it's amazing to get to kind of walk through these and see and take some pictures of them. Some of the notable trees that they had, and I'll show the names of them. This tree here had actually been dropped, and so each one of these little tags goes through and shows you where in history related to the rings on the tree, so you just get a gauge of how old it is and when that tree first started, when it was first planted. I'm assuming back over 1,000 years ago, the events through history that this tree would have been present for, and then it showed the year that it actually fell over. I don't think it was dropped on purpose. I think it actually fell in a storm. So these are some of the other trees that you'll see there in the Redwood State Park. The next tree coming up is named the Parson Jones, and it's one of the other tallest trees that are in this little growth of them. These trees are similar. These are coastal redwood groves, and so they're very similar to the redwoods, the sequoias actually, in the eastern part of the state. So that little picture there, I actually saw a deer walking through, and as you'll notice, there's not a lot of undergrowth. You can walk from tree to tree. These plaques also talk about the conservators of the land, and they actually owned the land and donated it to the state park. They cared about it so much. So I wanted to highlight that and then show a last couple of pictures of just some of the amazing views that I was able to see here. Again, this is not heavily advertised. It's just a place that the locals turned me on to, and it's just outside the Russian River Valley. So very beautiful and worth the trip.